Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Damsels in Debate podcast. I am your host, Tina.
I'm your co-host, Vanessa.
Yay. So let's see. There's not, we don't have a whole lot of movie news this week, I don't think. Although, finally, it's the week that I can now talk about Need for Speed. I saw this movie a couple weeks ago at an advanced screening, and I think it comes out this Friday. Or 15th, whatever. I don't know. Coming up soon. But I'm gonna go ahead and give you my full review. So might have a few spoilers, probably not, but just in case there's a couple spoilers, want to let you guys know right now. Need for Speed spoilers. Okay, so let's see. The first thing I wanted to say is I did not expect anything from this movie. I was just kind of like, it's for free, I'll go, but that's pretty much it. It didn't look all that. I mean, it just looked like a real run-of-the-mill action movie to me.
Yeah, the only thing I know is it has the kid from Breaking Bad.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And also, I'd never seen a full trailer for it. Mm-hmm. And what else did I know? That was, the game, which I've never played the game, so I don't know anything about that. Have you ever played that game? No.
I didn't even know it was a game. The only games I've ever played was Spyro the Dragon on PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
Well, other than, Nintendo games, other than that, yeah.
All right. Well, yes. So neither of us ever played the game. But that all being said, I actually really enjoyed the movie. Let me see. I'll start with the good stuff first. The goods. This movie, I don't know if it's exactly zero, but it's a very, very, very small amount, very small percentage of CGI. There's almost no CGI in the movie. Oh. So like all the car stunts and crashes and chases and stuff are all done with real cars, with the stunt drivers and the actors and stuff. And you can really tell because they're able to get shots that, normally there would be like a cutaway or something. Mm-hmm. So and which is understandable in most movies, but it was really cool to see all that because I'm a big fan of, if you can do it with like trick camera angles or makeup or something, you should do it live.
Or yellow barrels. Like in Jaws.
Yeah. I mean, because I think CGI is awesome, but I think it should be used like sparingly. Yeah. Now, of course, if we're watching like a Star Wars movie or something, it's a little bit harder, but I still firmly believe that. So that was really awesome when I found out. They gave us like a little, I don't know what it was. It was like a little video right before the movie started. And it was the actors, a couple of the actors and the director and stuff. And they were all talking about that. So that's really cool. That's a really, to me, it's like the biggest highlight of the movie.
Were they saying not to, please do not try these stunts or something like that?
There might have been a disclaimer at the, in the end credits or something like that, probably. But, and probably somebody said it like when they were doing their on the scene stupid behind the scenes video. Okay. But there wasn't like a disclaimer or anything like that. So yeah, the stunts for me were the biggest draw. That was really awesome. I also was surprised. I didn't know that Michael Keaton was in this movie, and he doesn't have a big role. Yeah, exactly. And Beetlejuice. He doesn't have a big role, but he is in the movie, and he plays the guy who's like heads up this race that they're like trying to get to or whatever. I think the whole movie he doesn't interact with any of the other characters except for on the phone, but like face to face, there's no face to face contact in there.
I just thought of on the have you seen The Other Guys?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I just thought of the part with the whisper fight when he's like, what the hell is going on? We're at a funeral.
Yeah, that's another movie where I was like, when I was watching, I'm like, oh, Michael Keaton's in this? Because he like just pops up randomly. You don't really see him in too many things.
Like, don't go chasing waterfalls.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a great movie. Yeah. So yeah, I was excited when I saw his name in the credits and stuff. And so that was another good thing for me personally. And it was also nice to see Jesse Pinkman. We all know Aaron Paul, but Jesse Pinkman, because that's what I know him from is Breaking Bad. But it was nice to see him not all sad and having all this horrible, I guess horrible stuff does happen to him in the movie. But you know what I mean?
Not drug related, or is it drug related?
No, I mean, he goes to jail for a good chunk of the movie. And, then he comes out and he has to do this race and all this stuff. It's kind of like a revenge type movie, I guess you could say. And but yeah, so that was nice to see him not so downtrodden. And also, I forget the character's name, but the girl who plays her, I think, is a British actress, and her name is Imogen Poots. And when she first comes on in the movie, like you're first introduced to her and stuff, she kind of just seems like, oh, this is going to be your stereotypical hot girl in an action movie, you know, like that. But she was actually really cute. Like I actually really liked her character. She's funny and, you know, gets caught up in the moment and all that kind of stuff. But so she surprised me because I actually enjoyed her character a lot. I've seen her in a couple other things, but I can't think of anything right off the top of my head. But yeah, so there was some good stuff going on in the movie. For the bads, I would say it is predictable. You're pretty much gonna know, like as soon as the scene gets set up, you're like, oh well, this will happen, and it happens. Yeah. I don't think anything surprised me in the movie at all. And I do think it was a little long. I think it was maybe a little bit over 2 hours.
Oh. Yeah.
Or something. It was around that. I don't know the exact runtime, but it felt a little long. It's your basic revenge movie, and it's an action car chase movie, so they could have trimmed a few scenes down, in my opinion. And also, those were the two main things for me. Just a little predictable and a little too long. But bottom line, like the deal for me with this movie is if you like car chases or action movies, or if you really like stunts, you should go see it in the theater. I think you'll like it, or rent it. But if you're going for like, you know, really solid acting or a twist and turning storyline, you're going to be a little disappointed. Yeah, but it's just a really fun movie, and I was pleasantly surprised because I just thought it was going to be a real throwaway car chase movie. But yeah, the stunts for me really kicked it up where I really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's my take. Oh, and one other thing I'd like to point out, since I don't play the game, I'm not familiar with the game at all. I don't know if there were any like little nods to the game at any point in the movie. So sorry if anybody's listening who's a fan and is looking to find that out. If anybody does go see the movie and is a fan of the game and there was something, let me know. Let us know. Write it on our Facebook page or something. Because yeah, I have no idea.
That reminds me when I went and saw Resident Evil, one of the I don't remember which one. Not like the last like two, but one of them that was pretty good. Yeah. They were like landing the plane on the roof or something.
Yeah, I think
anyway,
I saw that one. Yeah.
At the very end, this girl like shows up on a plane and she has like something on her chest and people are like, oh my God, that's so-and-so. I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
That is hilarious because I did the same exact thing. I don't think that was the last movie. I think that was the one before it. I somehow saw that movie in the movie theater in 3D.
Oh,
yeah, exactly. And most of the movie, I was just like, what the fuck? I don't know anything that's like, this is all just a mess and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, same thing. People got all excited at the end.
I'm like, who is
and
this
I was
lady?
just like, yeah, I don't know.
That's another video game series I don't play. So
no, me neither. I've seen the movies, most of the movies, and that is it. So yeah.
So that's what it reminded me of when you said that.
Yep, so that's my take on Need for Speed.
Cool.
Pretty good. So that was our only new movie for this week. And since I did see that movie and this week is a little disjointed, I didn't get to start The Odyssey. I'm going to push that back to next week.
I am pretty sure you're going to say this movie was a bit too long, like you said,
well,
because it is like almost 3 hours.
But it was like a TV event movie, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah. So that... I'll just keep that in mind when I'm watching it. I mean, yeah, it's definitely, I already know it's going to be too long, but also with something like that, you know, they do pad it a little bit. It's not like a Walking Dead or anything where you don't need to pad anything.
Yeah.
But yes, I'll that was my movie, my only movie for this week. So we know you watched something from your queue.
Yes.
So, and I watched it with you.
Yes.
And what did you watch?
I watched Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
Which I remember how we were talking about the title, like Death Becomes Her, or Death Becomes Her. Like, Death becomes her, as in, like, makes her look prettier or whatever. So, yeah, that's...
Death Becomes You.
I get the meaning behind the title now.
Yeah.
But the first note I wrote down was like, how gorgeous are these women?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's Meryl Streep and Isabella Rossellini and Goldie Hawn. Like, oh my gosh, they're so gorgeous.
I like Goldie with that color hair.
Yeah, with the red hair. Yeah. I must say I loved Isabella Rossellini the most, like with her
Really?
outfits and everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually posted on our Facebook page like a little screenshot of her outfit. It's like, I'd like to wear something like this to like Dragon Con, but a little more, covered, obviously.
Yeah. And we'd hear you walking down the aisle and stuff.
Ding, 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 yeah. But see, I told you this when we were watching this, like, I have no idea what this movie is about.
Yeah.
Like, I knew that death was involved, but other than that, I had no idea what it was about. And it was
Right.
a very unique storyline.
Yeah,
So I was
yeah.
like, what happened to good movies like this where it's such a unique
It's like
idea?
a dark
behind
comedy, I guess you
something.
could say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought that at the beginning, like, okay, maybe he kills the two of them or something like that. Like, I had no idea what was going on. But then once, once she was there, like, eating her frosting and watching Meryl Streep's character get killed on TV, I'm like, okay, so she's gonna somehow set up where she
that
gets killed.
part cracks me
It
up
was
with
so
that
funny.
makeup and stuff. Yeah,
And her cackle and stuff. She was laughing.
Yeah,
She has
I
her cats
love-
running around.
I love both of them. I mean, I love all three of the leads in this movie. They're great in it.
What I was interested in is how did we find out later on that Helen had met Liesel, you had said that she had taken the serum or whatever it was
Right,
as well.
yeah.
So like, how did she meet her? Because
Yeah,
what's the other character's name? Meryl Streep's character,
Madeline.
Madeline. Like Madeline met her through her skin doctor or whatever.
Right,
so, like,
right,
how
yeah.
did Helen meet? Like,
I don't. She might have been at like some self-help thing, and one of the people that were there saw her or something. You know what I mean? It could have been anything.
This made me think. I would like to talk about Madeline. I'm like, no, God.
You're not even 1 pound lighter. Yeah, so I guess for the length, they probably just
maybe
trim
that's
that.
true. And then I was like, I'm one of those people that, I just ask questions and stuff. But like, where did she make that serum? Or like, does she make it? Does she find it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, is she a witch? That's what I was trying to figure out. And then like they had that party that like when he was running away, running through the crowd, I was like, are those people who have taken it or they're
Yeah.
interested in taking it? Or,
Well, they had like Marilyn Monroe, they had Elvis,
Oh, yeah,
James
that's right.
Dean,
Yeah.
Jim Morrison. So yeah, they had a lot of famous
I remember
people.
Jim Morrison. Yeah. So I thought that was really funny, and I remember asking you at the end, like, so you basically live forever, but if you die, like your body dies, like you don't die, but your body can die.
Right.
So
yeah.
like you would stay young if your body's alive, but since their bodies died, they started decomposing. I guess
That's what it seems
is.
like.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you would think like, oh, you stay alive forever and you stay young and beautiful forever, but yeah, like she said, take care of your body because
Right,
basically if your
exactly.
body dies, your tissues are gonna die. And yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's. I love the movie. The plot, if you stop and think about things for a little too long,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of holes. But
Like, wait.
basically, yeah, that's what they were going for in it.
One thing that was really funny is because there's always a creepy castle or whatever.
Oh yeah,
they're in
yeah,
with
that
there.
awesome house.
But when he was like running across a rooftop, like trying to find a way out and stuff, it reminded me of the Wizard of Oz when Dorothy and everybody are running a castle and the monkeys
Yeah.
are like cornering them and stuff. Like it just the music and stuff reminded me of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Like we need you.
I also noticed that there's a lot of use of mirrors in this movie, like revealing stuff, and just if you ever watch it again, you'll notice it. But there's a lot of mirror work in this movie. There's a lot of prominent mirrors. I don't know if that's supposed to be like a vanity thing or something. I have no
Maybe.
idea.
Ooh, the
But-
symbolism of mirrors.
Symbolism, yeah, exactly. But there's a lot of mirror work, and there's a lot of like pullbacks from a mirror shot that reveal that it's the person's looking into a mirror or is walking by a mirror. You know what I mean? Like when Madeline's laying in bed and she's like, I think I need to hear you say it every morning. That you pull back. At first, it looks like she's just laying in bed facing the other way. But then the camera pulls back and you see, no, there's just a mirror on her headboard. And there's just a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, you wouldn't be looking for
I've seen
it.
it once, so
Yeah,
yeah.
I can recite the movie, so it would make sense that I'd pick up on stuff like that.
But yeah, a lot of laugh out loud moments in there. So and I appreciate dark humor as well too. So like anything, well, I'm easily entertained. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I can
Good.
see why maybe if my parents had seen it, why they wouldn't want me to see it as a kid. Because the dark humor behind all that. But like as a teenager. I don't know why I never saw it. You know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I remember going to see this with my mom and her friend and stuff, and then my mom bought it when it came out on tape. But
VHS.
I don't know. I don't know how it was received and all that kind of stuff, really. I mean, I guess I could look it up now, but I just loved this movie when I was a kid because me and my best friend, like, we would, like, do, like, be in stupid competitions with each other and stuff. So kind of the same thing, but we were, like, really good friends, but we'd get caught up on, like, petty stuff, you know, like Barbies.
Oh, yeah.
Like that kind of shit. So it was just, like, perfect for us. We just both love the movie. And so, yeah, it's like a favorite of the two of ours now.
Let's talk about Bruce Willis too. And oh boy.
I wish he would go back to. He seems like he's phoning it in more now. Now that he's a little bit older. But this is one of my favorite performances of his.
Yeah, he's not his typical action hero, like manly guy, you know.
Yeah, exactly. He's just a mess in that movie.
I just thought of when she gave him his Bloody Mary, and he's like, ugh, more vodka.
Yeah. And yeah, he's just, you feel like sorry for him, like the whole movie.
He's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed it. I'll get my sister to watch it too. But like, you got to see this movie.
Yeah,
I'm still working on her to watch The Birdcage too.
Oh yeah, that's a great one. Also, I like I think the effects still are. I mean, you know, they're not great, but this movie came out in the early '90s.
92, I think.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah,
but
they weren't that bad.
Yeah. I thought they were pretty good. So that says something too. Cool. I'm really glad you like that movie because it's one of my most cherished.
What is it that I think it was you that quoted it, or Monica, your friend Monica quoted it, but the like, you're a fraud, Helen. I can see right through you.
Yeah, it's because she's got that big shotgun hole in her stomach. She's like, you're a fraud, Helen. You're a walking lie, and I can see right through you.
I just love those puns.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That whole part, they're just, oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, good job giving me that movie.
Yay, glad you liked it.
I can't remember if I didn't like any of the movies that you've given me. Like, I think all of them I was like, yeah, I liked it, you know.
Yeah, I think most of them were okay, at least.
Other than the horror movies. I was like, yeah, I don't care to ever see that
again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was to be expected, though.
Yeah.
I can't think of any right off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But, so that's good, at least. I don't think there's any that I've watched that you recommended that I actually like hated.
Well, you weren't a fan of Dancing with Wolves, right?
No, I don't ever need to see that movie again.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't a bad movie. It's just like, you know,
it was
you
just
need to see it
too
again.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The director's cut. Yeah.
God. But yeah. So anyway, cool. So that's it for our movies for this week. And let me see what else is going on. Did you have any Loki moments or anything for this week?
No, nothing new really, other than I'm going to attempt to see some of his older movies before he was famous, you know, so I can get to know him as an actor better.
Right, yeah,
you know, like
see his earlier
range.
work.
Yeah, because he has, like I was saying, he's in Miss Austen's Regrets, I think it's called. It's about like Jane Austen or something.
Oh, okay.
Plays a minor role in there. And then Archipelago or something like that, which is a British film. Actually, both those are British films, but that's kind of like it. I saw a trailer on it. It kind of is like the Deep Blue Sea, in that it's all like drama. God. It looks like
I
drama.
Feeling
within
both
a family
of those
thing.
are like Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know, I'll attempt it. You know, see if I can find it on Netflix or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So.
Okay, so you're gonna watch those movies. Do you plan on watching Warhorse?
I don't know about Warhorse. I know that it's a great movie. Like, a lot of people are like, oh my God, it's so awesome. But I've heard what it's about with the horse and everything. And I just it sounds sad.
I think the
don't
same
wanna see
thing.
it.
Although I guess spoilers for Warhorse, but I don't think the horse dies.
Yeah, I know that it has like, because I think I read a summary on it or something like that. It like runs into some barbed wire or something like that. But I just do know because I already watched the clips with Tom Hiddleston in them. So like,
Yeah.
I rewatched the part and I saw like spoiler, but he dies. He's a captain or something like that, and he dies. And then I was like, okay, that's all I needed to see.
Yeah. But
So-
it's got Khan in it too, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I know. It's Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, just he was actually a host or gave out one of the awards on the Oscars, but he was with
really?
somebody else, like a lady. I don't remember what her, who she was or whatever. But he came out and he had like one line. I was just waiting for him to speak, like to hear his voice. And I was just like, that's
It was
it.
just
He's
one
like,
line.
here are the nominees. It's like basically he was.
Oh.
That's all he said.
Pooh.
I was like, come on.
Yeah, he's got that fantastic voice.
Yeah. But
Well.
Warhorse, I don't know. I don't have no urge to see it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I know what you mean. And it looks long, so.
It's kind of like how I never saw that movie Precious. Like everyone said, oh, it's so
Oh.
realistic, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I heard so many bad things about it. Like, I just don't want to see a sad movie like that.
I'll be honest. I don't think I'm ever going to be in the mood to watch that movie.
Yeah.
I've planned on watching it like for so long, and like I like a lot of the actors in it and all that kind of stuff. But I just don't ever want to watch it.
Yeah.
That's why I was real worried. I really didn't want to see 12 Years a Slave in the movie theater because I'm like, I don't need to be getting all sobbing and, like a mess in the middle of the movie theater here, which that one luckily wasn't that bad. But I'm always worried about that kind of thing.
When I rewatched the Oscars, because I went to bed before they were over, I saw, Lupita Nyong'o's
Oh, her
award,
speech?
her speech, yeah, but yeah, so that was sad. And then also they showed the scene where she's like, I picked 500 whatever, and she's like, and I will be clean, and I'm just like, this movie looks so sad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure. I didn't cry watching it, but it is.
Yeah.
It's a sad story. So
That's why I'm kind of hesitant to watch it. Just 'cause it makes me feel bad.
yeah, exactly.
I don't like movies that make me feel bad.
Did you ever see A Time to Kill?
No.
That was another one. I was like, oh man, I really want to see this because this is a really good cast and it's interesting subject matter. And I know it was based on a book, but I was like, ooh, I don't know if I want to watch this. So I watched it by myself and it was okay. It was good. It's a good movie. I'm glad I saw it. But yeah, you definitely have to be in the right mindset for really sad tearjerker movies like that.
Yeah.
War movies definitely fall into that category for me, at least.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tom Hiddleston.
Trying to get back on track here. Yeah.
So yeah, let's see. Cool. Well, keep us posted if you watch those movies.
Oh, I
and be like, on a scale of 1 to 3, how Deep Blue Sea was it?
Yeah. Because, I admire Tom Hiddleston. I think he's a great actor and stuff, but I'm not that obsessed with him that I'm going to be like, oh, every movie is going to be awesome.
Right,
Be
right,
like, yeah,
definitely.
I just didn't get the Deep Blue Sea. We were not as high class as everyone. I just, like as if we're like
Arty
a stupid
farty.
American. So,
Oh yeah, I'm definitely that way. I mean, I'll try things, but
yeah.
yeah, my tastes are pretty generic, I'd say.
Yeah.
That was a chore to sit through. So anyway, let's see. Did you want to head on into TV land?
Sure.
or- Okay,
Well, I don't
yeah.
know if should I say what I'm going to watch next week?
Oh yeah, we can go ahead. Well,
Because you're going to watch the Odyssey. We
Odyssey,
know that.
yes.
Yeah. I'm going to attempt to watch 2. We shall see.
Ooh.
You freaked out last week when I said I hadn't seen The Incredibles. So
go ahead and freak out with me, folks. That's an A+ movie. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna love that
Kind of like
movie.
Despicable Me, or kind of like
It's better than Despicable Me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good. It's
Okay.
very
like Finding
enjoyable.
Nemo. Good.
I actually like it more than Finding Nemo.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's just me, but I personally do. It's
Okay.
because it's
Like
it's
Toy
a family.
Story. Good.
It's a little bit under Toy Story. I
Okay.
still love Toy Story the most, but it's like probably my second favorite Pixar movie.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember cracking up at it, and it's just good. You just need to see it.
Okay. I'm going to see that, and then you said it was on the other side of the
Yeah.
spectrum. I'm going to see L.A. Confidential.
Yay! I really like this movie.
Yeah.
I like it. I think the actors do a great job. The storyline is very interesting. There's a couple of there's just parts I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming. So it's not too predictable. It's well directed. the costume design is great. The music choices are great. Like, it's just like I just like the movie like on all levels.
And this is one that I've never seen a trailer or anything. I don't know what it's about at all. So I'll just pop it in without knowing what it's about. So.
It's basically like a crime movie set in Hollywood in like the 30s is what it is. And this is also based on a book, which I have not read. So I don't know how well it follows it or anything. But good. I really like both of those movies. So I'll definitely want to hear your opinions on those. And so
I hated it. I didn't like any of those.
I'm like, really? Really? Like, come on. You got to like it a little bit. No, but and then I'll do the Odyssey next week. Or for next week, I mean.
Okay.
And one thing. I mean, we're still a couple weeks out, but you got Captain America. It's coming up soon, and they're starting to play the trailers on the TV because, like, I was watching American Dad or something the other night, and every commercial break they had a Captain America trailer, and I was like, no,
so, like, plug your ears and hum.
yeah. Well, like, I started playing on my phone. And I just had to like not look up at my TV and stuff, but it's hard when it's like it's.
Oh, I mean, it's not hear it though.
Yeah, but if I'm playing on my phone, I kind of just tune it out, so it's not too bad. But like, and it's not as bad as when I go to the movie theater and they're playing trailers. But still, I'm like, oh, now I got to dodge it everywhere. So, but yeah, that'll be soon, a couple weeks. Yay! So now we can move into TV.
Yes.
And let me see. Trying to think if there's anything. I still haven't watched Vikings yet. I watched like a half hour, or not. I didn't even watch a half hour. I watched like 15 minutes of the first episode the other day, and I had to stop it. I actually had to talk to my mom because she watches the show, and I had to double check some things with her because I forgot stuff from the first season. And yeah, I had to have her explain a few things to me. I don't know if I'm going to keep going with that show. I've got 2 episodes to watch. Comes on Thursdays, which every other show comes on Thursdays. So
yeah, I remember you saying that you can't record everything.
Yeah, so I got to watch it on demand. But luckily it is on demand, so that's good. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, and then everything else is going like normal. Scandal is quite scandalous. That was lame. All right, but anyway.
I noticed some new show on ABC called Resurrection. I saw advertised, I think, during the Oscars or something. So I set that to record. So once it gets because I think it was this past Sunday, it had its premiere. So I missed it, but I'm sure they'll show it again. So once that pops into my DVR, I'll watch that and just take a gander.
Cool.
Because it looked interesting. So
yeah. Oh, it's the same thing with that Cosmos show. I recorded that. That came on Sunday night, and I haven't watched it yet, but I'm definitely going to check that out. So yeah, we I guess we got to get more on the ball with our TV shows here.
Yeah.
But one show we did both catch up on was
The Walking Dead.
Yeah. We there's 2 episodes we're going to be talking about here. The 2 most recent. I don't know what they're called or anything.
I think the last one was called Alone.
Oh, okay.
Called, yeah.
Well, I do know there's only 3 more episodes left of the season. What season are we in? 4th?
4,
Third?
yeah, because I think they said something about the season 5 premiere, blah blah blah. Like they were advertising like free tickets or something.
Oh, okay. Wait, what ended? Okay, like the second season was them at the farm, and then they were heading to the jail.
Yeah.
But what was the 3rd season finale then? I think this might be the 3rd season still.
Really?
It's the second half of the 3rd season, right?
I don't know. They kind of blend together.
Or, no. Yeah, I have no idea now.
Yeah, I just remember, the finale, like showing the prison in the distance or something. But I thought...
I feel like more happened,
no, they
right?
had a finale because this season opened up with them getting sick at the prison. So something ended with them being at the prison. Something with the governor.
Is that when Andrea died?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
That was the whole thing.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, with her, and then Michonne had to kill her or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right, anyway.
Yeah. So, yes, this is season 4.
4. Okay, yeah. They're really running together here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what did you think?
Well, I just, let's get right into it. You're probably going to post me, but I'm actually okay with the Bethel, as they call it. The Bethel.
Even that name is ugly. Bethel.
Bethel. I like how they're keeping it innocent so far in terms of like, just a good friendship so far.
Yeah.
I actually liked that episode where it's just them the whole time, and he finally like breaks down, and like it could have helped your dad, and she like hugs him and stuff. I was like, I got a little choked up, I was like, oh, just something about a guy, like I think I've said this before, but something about this gruff demeanor like guy that finally breaks down and cries. It's just heartbreaking to see.
The best parts are when they cry.
Yeah, it really is. Like you see a girl cry any day, but seeing this manly man cry.
Yeah.
So I actually liked that episode, but then this past Sunday's episode, I was just like, oh, this is so boring.
We are on completely opposite ends here on everything. Because even though Daryl's one of my favorite characters, I don't like it when one episode is devoted to one group. It just I get like I'm like, all right, yeah. And even though I didn't hate the episode, but I don't like it when it's just focused on one group. Like this last episode. We had a little bit of Maggie and Bob and what's her name, Sasha.
Yeah.
And who else? Daryl and Beth, right?
And then you had Glenn at the very end.
Glenn at the very end, which I thought was a nice ending shot.
Yeah.
So that's good. Okay. What the hell was Maggie doing laying on the ground? Was she
I don't know. That's
waiting?
What I was like,
I know she was like waiting for them, but it just seemed kind of contrived. Like, why was she laying there?
Yeah, I know she was just giving up, or that's why I was confused too. She's like, oh, I just figured I'd wait for you. I'm going to ask you to come with me and help me or something.
Yeah, because I thought, okay, if she, because if you need to sleep, I guess that could almost make sense if there's walkers walking around, like to like disguise yourself. But then again, like she's next to the big warehouse. Why wouldn't she like hide somewhere or something? So yeah, I didn't understand that at all.
Well, she was laying next to two walkers, right?
Yeah.
Dead walkers.
On the ground.
She must have just been resting. Well, Maggie seems to be kind of going weird because also she was just like viciously cutting into that walker. And, Glenn, go to whatever that place is called.
Terminus or something?
Terminus, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, ew.
And lovely. Yeah, I don't know. I do like Bob. I feel like his days are numbered for sure, but I do like him. I like actually, that's interesting. In the opening of the episode, it's him wandering by himself and stuff, and you see how alone he is, and how much his addiction's getting to him and all that stuff. And then I think it's Glenn and Daryl drive up. And at first, I thought, I'm like, oh, is this a jump in the future? Oh, what happened to Maggie and what happened to Beth? And oh, this is interesting. They found him again. Yeah. And then I realized, I'm like, oh no, this is a flashback.
Yeah, I was thoroughly confused when I saw him showing up on his bike and stuff. I'm like, what? Wait, what happened? Is this present, future, past?
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it was
Days
the
of Future Past.
Yeah, what's going on? But no, so that wasn't the case. But I do like Bob. But like I said, I feel like his days are very numbered. I would be very surprised if he makes it into next season.
Well, the reason why I said it was kind of boring is because, again, it seemed like filler because they were about like, okay, we're going to go to Terminus. No, we're not going to go. Okay, Maggie's going to go without us. No, we're going to follow Maggie. It didn't seem like anything was really going on. With them.
But you could say that about every episode this season.
Yeah. Well, at least with the Daryl episode, you kind of like people were saying how you found out about Daryl's past and stuff, and you got to know the characters a little bit. You have to admit, I think they have some good chemistry.
They do, but it just she looks and acts like she's 15, and she does act younger.
Older. Than if she acted older, then maybe it would be a little different.
Well, she's supposed to be in her late teens. I think.
Like
she's
19.
Not supposed to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like they have good chemistry for sure. Mm-hmm. But
like she's like, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone, Daryl Dixon.
Yeah, like, oh, here we go. And then of course she gets taken by whoever in the car.
I did write down, I was like, oh, was she kidnapped or did she flee in fear from Daryl's advances? Because that's the one thing that I will agree on, that when she was like, well, what made you change your mind? And he's like, oh, and he's just kind of lurking her.
Yeah, like, come on. We weren't doing this an hour, like laying it on thick.
Yeah, he's just kind of like, and they're playing like that happy music or whatever it was.
Yeah, I was expecting like a fun montage to show up any second.
Like
there.
What, running through wildflowers holding hands or something?
Yeah, and hitting peanut butter on each other's faces and stupid shit.
But I did like the scene where he was like laying in the casket and she was like singing and stuff, and you could see that he was kind of like, oh, this is nice, and like kind of feeling something, like that was different versus him like lurking her,
Yeah. I don't know.
So I don't know, but I don't mind it. I like to see what they do with it, but I'd still be okay if they kept it like just a close friendship. You know, it doesn't have to turn romantic, but I wouldn't be mad if it did turn romantic. So yeah, I know you said that Daryl should just be by himself or not be with anybody.
Well, I don't know. It seems like they're kind of moving fast with this whole thing. So, but again, the show in general hasn't wowed me in a long time. So at the same time, I don't really care.
I do want to point out how when they were going to that country club, how she found a little spoon that said Washington, D.C. So, like, I really think they're going to do something with Washington, D.C., like in the finale or something. Like, okay, we're going to head up to Washington, D.C., and then they'll show Washington, D.C. in the distance. Or I don't know, like they did with the prison.
The White House.
Yeah.
No,
that would be interesting, like a zombie president or something like that. The zombie Senate, which would not be very different than...
I mean, it would be interesting to see some officials, POV. But then again, that turns it into like a normal zombie movie too. So I have no idea. I don't know what's coming down the pike or whatever. I just know I want them out of the forest, and I kind of want them back together, and I want to just be more into the show because right now every episode is just it's moving at a snail's pace, and like I don't know.
I just hope that Terminus doesn't end up being like the governor or like that town like all over again, you know?
Yeah, or like a bunch of like it's gonna be like a bunch of psycho people or something. Like like every group they meet, you're like, oh, I don't know about them.
I mean, like, what if it turns into like the 28 Days Later, like, oh, we need women, you know, like that's why they kidnapped Beth. You know?
I mean,
that's what I worry about too. Like, we need to repopulate.
yeah. That was another reason why I'm like, okay, and now she gets kidnapped. Really? With this?
Of course.
Yeah.
But we didn't see her get kidnapped. That's the thing. You saw her bag and then a car driving off. You didn't hear her like, Daryl, you know, or anything like that. So
God, yeah.
They could be like purposely making it look like that, but you know.
But then, so she willingly got in the car?
Maybe. That's what I'm saying. Like, what if? Because the thing is, and I was like, because when he's like, oh, you know, she's like, oh, like she didn't go like, oh, you know, like all happy. She was like, oh, like she looked slightly alarmed, not really alarmed, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know. You think that would actually make her abandon him?
No, not abandon him, but maybe like just to, because he was telling her to run and stuff, but maybe just to get away. I don't know. I don't know. It can go anywhere from here.
Yeah. Who knows? And now he's with the group of jerks walking around. I'm like, oh, great. And now he's going to feel all lonely and isolated. So he might like bond with them and
turn all hard again or whatever.
And then later on, it's going to be like, we need to see where your loyalties lie. You know, like that kind of shit. Like, I don't feel like it.
I don't know. Yeah, because they kind of made him like sweet Daryl the last couple episodes. Now it's going back to badass Daryl, which is not a bad thing, you know. But
badass is fine, but I don't want him all mopey and angsty or being a jerk either.
Yeah. Though. That one guy that he was pointing his crossbow at looked very familiar. Like,
he's on Sons.
Oh, okay, so that's why.
He's the was it the mayor of Charming, or he's running for mayor, something with mayor.
Okay.
He's Hale's brother. Hale,
Chief,
deputy
sheriff.
Yeah, sheriff. That's it. Yeah, it's his brother. Okay. He's the one who was like
going in sitting in the booth or something.
Yeah, they were. He was working with Zobel and the white supremacist guys.
That's funny. Like, oh, he looks familiar. Like, yeah, he's on Sons, you idiot.
Did I? I don't remember who I told it to now. So, did I say how I showed my nerdiness with Sons when I was watching Walking Dead? Okay, the other episode when that guy is revealed, you see his face for the first time. I think it was like 3 episodes back. When he's when they're at the house and the guy gets strangled on the bed. Yeah, that
he's
guy
on the patio, like doing something.
Right, exactly. Earlier in that episode, you hear him talking, and I was like, "That sounds like that guy that looks like Ron White from Sons of Anarchy, whatever." And then I saw him on the porch, and I was like, "Holy shit, that is him!" I was able to actually,
just
get the guy from his voice. And I'm like, "Wow, yeah, okay, whatever." So yeah, I was able to pick his voice out. Anyway, I don't know. Walking Dead, whatevs.
They really need something crazy to happen.
Yeah, like, come on, make me really care about this show again. I was like super into it all the first season, the second half of the second season. and parts of the third. But this last season, I've just been kind of like, I invested all this time and it's zombies, so I'll watch it. But it's just very humdrum. And I know I am well aware that every episode isn't going to be a massive zombie hunt and all this stuff. You know, another thing.
What?
Okay, so everybody, the people that are, the bulk of the people that have been zombies for a while. You know, you can tell because they're moving a lot slower and they look super decrepit and everything, which I'm cool with. But then at the same time, I feel like if you just touch them, they should just like fall over or something. They seem so frail. So,
I don't know.
You know. So if that keeps happening, it's like you're going to have these zombies soon that are a good gust of wind is going to knock them over because they're, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Did you watch, did you watch that, that zombie love story movie? What was it called?
Warm Bodies?
Yeah,
Yes,
how
they
they had
did.
the bonies or whatever.
Yeah,
Where they were still like fully like.
Yeah.
So like maybe it's something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen on this show, but whatever.
Keep going with it.
Yeah, exactly.
3 episodes left. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hopefully it's a bang up, super cool finale.
I'm gonna do the whole dude I called it kind of thing with like it's gonna be kind of like 28 Days Later. Like that's why Beth has been kidnapped. Like they need women or something like that. It's gonna be some creepy thing like that.
I really hope it's not because that's like what happens in every zombie movie.
Yeah. Need to repopulate.
Gross.
Yeah.
And oh God.
Oh, but then Daryl could come in kind of like on 28 Days Later and play that awesome music, you know, that score.
Yeah, he's going to ride in on his motorcycle and annihilate all the guys with a crossbow. And then Beth's going to clutch him as they drive off.
They're gonna look like a romance cover photo where she's like,
oh my God. Yeah. Her hair will be flowing and her shirt will be ripped. She might just be in her bra. Yeah, no.
Did you totally expect when they were in the clubhouse thing, like when she saw clothes, like I totally expected her to like strip and him be like lurking or something.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that to happen, but they didn't happen. I was like, okay. So I was waiting for her to be like, oh,
you know,
like
shy. Every place I would stop at, the first thing I would do besides looking for food would be, oh my God, where are the clothes?
Yeah.
Like I would be changing every 5 minutes. Because ew. Whew. I mean, I know you don't want to think of like the particulars and stuff like that, but ew. Like that's
like
all
sitting
I
in
can
that
think of.
trunk all day and they were like all sweaty and stuff. Like, oh, can you imagine how sweaty and just stinky it is in there?
And yeah, just it was
When
so
they last
gross.
bathe, you know? So yeah.
Who the hell knows? Yeah, sometime in the prison. Oh no, I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird stuff. But anyway, so yeah, that's it for Walking Dead. I'd say, right? We covered everything pretty much. Oh, you know what? I haven't seen the scenes for next week's episode, so
I watched them, but I don't remember what happens.
Oh well, that speaks very well.
Yeah, I can't remember it at all.
Damn.
Oh man, no, can't remember.
That's okay.
Like long pause. Sorry about that long pause. I was thinking.
That's okay. We'll edit it out. All right. So yeah, that's Walking Dead for everybody. I think that's pretty much everything, right?
Yep.
Did you have anything else? No.
Nope.
All right, we're pretty good to go then. Yeah. Cool. So if you guys, I'd love to know everybody's opinion because me, myself, and a friend of mine and like my mom and 1 or 2 other people are in the same boat where we're like, I'm totally losing interest, but everybody else seems to think it's awesome. So I'd love to know if anybody else feels the same way or just give me some reasons why you think the show is still awesome.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think it's awesome right now. I mean, I'm just like, I'm watching it just because like, okay, this is the only show I'm really following.
Okay.
So,
all right.
and like I said, I'm okay with that whole romance thing, but it's definitely not riveting. I'm telling you right now, no.
All right. Well, so you're kind of in my boat then too. Cool.
Probably not as bad as you are, but like it probably feels like a chore for you to watch it. Whereas I'm like, okay, yeah, time to watch it.
Well, you know, to be honest, if I had watched the second season like you did, like on Netflix, it wouldn't have been as bad. But watching that week to week, with commercials, it's terrible. Because that was before I had my DVR, so I had to watch it live. And so yeah. But yeah, if you would like to tell us any opinions or movie recommendations or any of that crap or criticisms or praise, you can email us at damselsinDebate@gmail.com. You can also go onto our website and leave comments there. and stream all our episodes. I checked. We've been on since the middle of May of last year.
Wow.
So yeah, quite a while. Congrats to us. No.
Not a year yet, but
Yeah, when it's a year, we'll do a little like
Dun, dun, dun,
something.
dun.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, on our website, damselsindebate.com, you can also follow us and like us and tweet us and all that crap on Facebook and Twitter. Just look for Damsels in Debate. And you can also subscribe to us and rate and review us on Stitcher and on iTunes. I think that's everything, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we don't have Tumblr or Instagram.
No.
So yeah, that's it for this week. So next week for me is The Odyssey, and for you,
The Incredibles and LA Confidential. Hopefully both of them.
I'm looking. I was gonna say big spender, but that's not what the word I'm looking for here. It's where you're taking on a lot. You're doing like.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I can't think of what I'm trying to. Whatever.
I'll post it later.
Whatever. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, so yeah, LA Confidential and The Incredibles for Vanessa and The Odyssey for me. And that's it.
All right.
Until next week, everybody have a great week.
All right. Bye.